Championship boxing, Holyfield against the former WBC heavyweight champ Pinklon Thomas. Holyfield closing in on his second heavyweight bout. The soft-spoken Holyfield, more than just a boxer, also a father and devoted son. But aside from those full-time jobs, he's taken on yet a new venture, the world of acting. He has a role in a comedy horror movie called, get this, Blood Salvage.
Here we go. Stand by and roll down.
Marker.
And action.
$500 for one round. One round. We go with Evander. One round. Can we
Acting is just one more addition to a very full life for Evander outside the ring. Holyfield got his first taste of acting through his manager's son, Ken Sanders Jr., the film's producer.
When I was writing the script, I of course had a role for a famous boxer, and I think had I chosen Mike Tyson, Evander would have knocked me out. But in the story, we wanted to have a boxing scene because we knew that Evander would really want to be a part of the film.
My main concern is to be good at one thing, and that's boxing. But when it's over, that I pretty much can fall back onto acting. You know, it's something different, something that I feel like I would enjoy because boxing is an entertaining thing. And so to see myself on the screen for his acting stuff, I know that I could be happy with myself.
Being happy with himself didn't come easily for Evander when he was young. Growing up in government housing projects, Evander was guided by his mother's wisdom and love during these difficult teenage years. Where he came from and what his mother taught him are still a big part of his life today.
Evander was brought up right by his mom, and he has great morals. And he's the type person that he has a big heart. He's loyal. He's hardworking. He's trustworthy. He's the type, you say, I'm going to meet you at 9 o'clock. He's going to be there before 9. He won't be there the next day or 5 minutes later. He'll be there. He has respect for people, and he appreciates his position.
I look at my mother as big inspiration because to be a woman, to raise 8 kids without a father, and to discipline her kids the way she did, and for the background she had. No high school education, but she was able to inspire us to go to high school and try to be the best that we can be.
I see in him, he happy. And when he happy, I'm happy. He are my son. I have 4 sons. And I guess we all proud of him. But I'm glad, you know, he making his goal because that's what he loved.
Being a project person is very different because in high school, kids would let you know that we live in the houses and you live in the government project, and they would kind of discriminate. And of course, you know, you have your friends that from the project you get along with, and you have the people from the houses who would thought they were better. I see myself as a role model for the underprivileged kids and kids that are privileged, but I feel like it's hard to realize what these kids are going through if you never was in that situation. I was in the situation, I was there in the government project, but one thing I was trying to let the kids know that no matter, you know, how low you are today, you can get higher if you just strive for the best.
Evander's entire family, strangely enough, calls the champ Chubby, since his mom gave him the nickname when he was young. We asked his mother to tell us how the nickname evolved.
I called him Chubby because I had a friend girl, we were very close. Her name was Chubby, and I hadn't seen her about 14 or 15 years, and I was thinking about her. And Chubby was running around there playing about 2 or 3 years old. He was kind of chunky with a little big head, and I said, I'm gonna call him Chevy. Nobody can be no better than they choose. And Chevy is a wonderful father.
I don't get a chance to spend much time with my kids, but I let them know that their father loved them. Their father out there working hard for them to have the best education that's possible.
Evander Holyfield is more than just a boxer. Thanks to the love and support provided by his family, he's become a complete man. Growing up in humble surroundings, his mother's presence was a constant inspiration.
I want all of my children to know that I was their mother, and I love them all. And I want them to know that we didn't have much, but we had love.
So off those poignant words by the mom of Evander Holyfield standing by and getting ready to face Pinklon Thomas in our main event. Of course, he's going against the former WBC heavyweight champ. What does Holyfield have to do to prevail, Ferdy?
Well, Holyfield has got to time the jab of Pinklon Thomas. Pinklon Thomas is going to come out to try to dominate with that strong jab. That timing is essential to cross with his right hand. Following that, he's got to get Pinklon out of his rhythm. Pinklon's an old fighter now. He's a 1-2 jab kind of fighter. He's got to get him off that rhythm and give him the older Thomas angles, motion, and new slants to confuse him. He can't just stand in front of him.
All right, what about Pinklon Thomas? What must he do to win this fight?
Well, again, almost the key is the jab. Where Pinklon has dominated his opponents was with a strong and fast jab. It's a Sonny Liston jab, a jab that does damage. So he must use that strong jab to control and position Holyfield so that he can fight his fight. Out strengthening Holyfield to tire him out because he's a much bigger guy, leaning all over him, making him get tired. And of course, the one thing an older guy's got to do, he's got to be first to attack. Don't let Holyfield get into his game plan. Don't let the younger, stronger, more reflexively active fighter get into it, but try to stop him by being first.
All right, Pinklon Thomas against Evander Holyfield, big main event coming up. This place is buzzing, a lot of celebrities on hand. Pinklon calls this a crossroads fight. He says, I've got to win. Pinklon Thomas has battled back from severe drug problems and now tries to battle back from inactivity. At the ripe age of 30, he is literally and figuratively on the run again for the heavyweight title.
I had fell into the clique of drugs at a young age. I got involved, thought it was cool. It took a lot out of me. It blew a lot of my potential. And it took a lot of my energy to practice, you know. So for me to have been my best, it would have been best for me to not to have been involved in drugs.
Pinklon Thomas conquered his drug problem through boxing, and these days he trains rigorously in Miami, residing in a condominium amongst senior citizens. He's proud to be their adopted son.
Hey, any interesting mail today?
Nothing, junk mail.
Hey, Bernie, I see you throw yours in the garbage again, Bernie.
We'll see you at the gym.
No checks, huh? No checks today. Oh,
good luck. Tomorrow. Got it.
Thomas's trainer is the legendary Angelo Dundee, who lists among his famous pupils the likes of Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. Included among his 9 other champions is Pinklon Thomas. And what does Pinklon think of Angelo?
Great inspiration to me. A great cornerman, a good strategist, a good trainer. He keeps me loose. It's a real relaxed atmosphere. Working with him, there's no stool pigeons or, you know, knuckleheads walking around the gym. That atmosphere is very clear and clean.
He's overly nice. He gives of himself. Easily led. which is a scary thing. So, but down here, there was nothing to lead, proper conditioning, proper eating. And this is the way I brought him here in shape. He's done little or nothing here because, you know, if a guy's not ready 5 days for a fight, God help us. That's the way it's got to be. But he's ready. He's ready for a great fight, and he's ready to show people that he's back.
Thomas won the title in '84 with a 12-round decision over Tim Witherspoon.
Winning championship is the ultimate. There's nothing like the championship of the world. It's the highest prize in sports.
Thomas.
Then it was a successful defense against Mike Weaver in 1985 via an 8th-round knockout. But that was followed by a somewhat lethargic performance in '86 when he lost his title to Trevor Berbick.
The odds were 7.5 to 1 for me to beat Berbick. But if you're not mentally together, your physical body don't operate. And looking back on the film of the fight, I can see I wasn't myself.
Thomas's last fight was May 30th, 1987, when he was knocked out by world heavyweight champ Mike Tyson in round 6. Pinklon was actually controlling the bout until that fateful 6th. Thomas would like nothing more than to avenge that defeat and someday capture the title again.
I want the title so bad. I mean, and what's in my way now is Holyfield. And I'm gonna bury him. You know, I mean, I want this title bad. I want the championship back. I went to countries, different countries, and met prime ministers. I just want the title back. I think I can represent it better than I did before. I think that I got it in me to be a better champion than what I was before.
Pinklon Thomas on the run again. Showtime Championship Boxing, our host, Hotel Caesars Atlantic. Boxing, our host, Hotel Caesars Atlantic City. We're on the boardwalk at the Atlantic City Convention Center. Some of the glitz and glamour normally associated with the high-profile sport of boxing. And we're awaiting our main event. Pinklon Thomas against Evander Holyfield. Of course, not to forget Caesar and Cleopatra.
I thought that was the main event.
Back in BC it was. And here comes former WBC heavyweight champ Pinklon Thomas en route to the ring for the first time in over a year and a half. Variety of reasons, injuries, personal problems. You see his ranking. Like Michael Dokes, a survivor of drug addiction, although Thomas hooked on heroin, not cocaine, earlier in life from age 10 to 20. Dokes was in his prime. Pinklon now with a new lease, a revered trainer in Angelo Dundee, lives in the tranquility down in Miami in a condo that houses mostly senior citizens. The 30-year-old Thomas, 29, 2-1, 24 knockouts. His only 2 losses to Trevor Berbick, and in his last fight to Mike Tyson back on May 30th, 1987. Pinklon Thomas with his white cap, extremely confident when he was talking to you earlier in the week.
He certainly didn't bounce into the ring. He sauntered into the ring casually. Let's see, and the crowd did not give him any kind of applause. Let's see what happens with Evander, whether the crowd can pick up that he's coming in and get excited, and whether he bounces in a more excitable fashion.
You're right, not a big reaction. Evander Holyfield coming off his victorious heavyweight debut back on July 16th when he sent James Quick Tillis into retirement, in fact, with a 5th-round TKO. The crowd responding more to the entrance of Holyfield. Evander didn't knock out Tillis, you recall, and the question still lingers concerning his strength and size in the heavyweight ranks. Holyfield says his hand speed and foot speed will be the difference. The 26-year-old Evander Holyfield has given up his World Cruiserweight Championship, and he has set his sights on Mike Tyson in the World Heavyweight Championship. Holyfield undefeated at 19-0, 15 KOs. Now, as far as the game plans, the strategies entering tonight's main event, an opportunity to hear from the 2 trainers, Lou Duva and Angelo Dundee.
I want Evander to hustle this guy, keep him off balance, negate his jab. I mean, get close to him, do a body punch and fight him on the inside, and give him a lot of mobility. Keep turning him around. Let him look for him.
We're going to go under, we're going to go over, we're going to go around, we're going to nail him on the outside. If the guy comes in close, we're going to nail him with hooks. A variety of things are going to be done. Holyfield tries out strong you. Well, who's got more strength? Pinklon. Who punches harder? Pinklon. Who's got the best left hand? Pinklon. He's going to get licked. I mean, there's too many things against him for him to win. He's going to get knocked out late round, but a heck of a fight.
So Pinklon Thomas getting ready for Evander Holyfield. We'll take a look at the tail of the tape. Holyfield is 4 years younger than Thomas. Slight half-inch height advantage for Pinklon Thomas and a big weight advantage for Thomas. For what that's worth, 12 pounds, a 1-inch reach advantage for Evander Holyfield. And a look at the New Jersey rules: 10-point must system, 3 scoring judges, a standing 8 count in effect, 3 knockdown rule also in effect, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Jim Murata with the intro.
Atlantic City, New Jersey. Caesars Atlantic City, in association with Main Events Monitor Productions and Don King Productions, are pleased to present you the best in professional boxing on Showtime. This is the main event of the evening, scheduled for 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Your judges, Rocky Castellani, Henry Grant, and Frank Brunette. The referee, Tony Perez. Introducing first, in the red corner, from Pontiac, Michigan, he is wearing white trunks with pink stripes. He weighs in at 222 pounds, 24 big knockouts in his 29 wins. The former WBC heavyweight champion, Pinklon Pinky Thomas. And his opponent in the blue corner is from Atlanta, Georgia. He is wearing white trunks with gold and black trim. He weighs in at 210 pounds, 15 knockouts in his 19 wins. He's undefeated. He's the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world and the #1 heavyweight contender as rated by Ring Magazine. Here he is, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
I understand you got the rules this morning. Okay? I'm here to enforce them. You're here to obey them. All right? Give me a good, clean fight, and I will not bother either one of you. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to us.
Final words from Tony Perez. I wasn't sure if Pinklon was going to take off the hat. 10-round heavyweight bout, our main event, Evander Holyfield versus Pinklon Thomas, the former WBC heavyweight champ.
The static in the air, the electricity here is almost like the old garden. The place is packed, heavyweights with the title shimmering in the distance with Tyson around, and here we go.
Holyfield in the white with the gold trim, Thomas in the white with the pink trim. And as we said at the outset, key factor going in, will Thomas's inactivity affect his conditioning, particularly tonight, because one of Holyfield's best qualities is his recovery power, his recuperative power. As Thomas got tangled up between the legs of Holyfield. What a start.
A little sloppy. The only thing I saw in that opening flurry is that Pinklon has landed the jab a couple of times and popped back the head of Evander Holyfield. Now, Holyfield wasn't supposed to be eating that jab, so let's see what happens as it develops. Keep your eye on the left jab of Pinklon Thomas. That took him to the championship.
And Holyfield, known for his great hand speed and foot speed. Can Evander withstand a legitimate heavyweight jab owned by Thomas? How can he counter the jab? There's a solid left by Holyfield. Does Holyfield have the mobility to keep his distance from Thomas's punches. The ongoing question is, Holyfield have heavyweight knockout power?
What he's got is speed, hand speed, and that's what you've just seen in the last 30 seconds. And that's what we spoke of at the top of the show. Get off first, dominate, make sure that you're punching and the other guy is protecting himself and not punching you back.
Holyfield, 6'2½", 210, from Atlanta, Georgia. 19-0, 15 knockouts. His last fight, as seen on Showtime, July 16th at Lake Tahoe, his heavyweight debut, a 5th-round knockout of James Quick Tillis.
Excellent combinations by Holyfield. Most caught on the glove of Pinklon Thomas, but under and over, body to the head. Looking as good and slick as he has in his previous 19 fights as Evander Holyfield.
Get him loose, get him loose.
In your interviews with each fighter earlier in the week, both fighters seemed to think that both fighters were straight-up fighters. But Holyfield has really worked on his mobility. Here's a solid right by Holyfield that tagged Thomas on the head.
Set up by a good left hand. Holyfield is boxing beautifully, landing combinations. Pinklon seems mesmerized by the activity.
Punching left there by Evander Holyfield. Now flurry by Holyfield and a left by Holyfield that connected. And Thomas in trouble early.
Holyfield going for the knockout early. Pinklon buckled.
A huge left to the head by Holyfield that really put the strain on Thomas.
Good opening round for Evander Holyfield, getting Pinklon Thomas in trouble early.
And that is it for round one. A successful opening round for Evander Holyfield. As you look at Pinklon Thomas with Angelo Dundee.
That man? Hold it. Baby. Pink. Stop bending on the guy, Pink. 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 Get the ice tag on it. You got it right there. Stop bending on the guy. I want you to go to this guy and break the son of a bitch. Stop bending. Stop backing up. Okay? Come on now. You can come here for this, son. Don't go backing up. Come on.
This kind of combination punching is what puts an older guy in trouble. You see his legs start to go just then. Pinklon Thomas was a little measured trouble. Look how well he covers up, the mark of an experienced fighter. Evander showing a little bit of over-eagerness just then. He wanted to put him away. He did not want to wait. Angelo Dundee, as round two starts, saying don't bend down and push him back. Bending back negates his height advantage. He's just bending into Evander Holyfield's punches. And Holyfield is obliging since he has the hand speed.
Can Evander Holyfield pick up where he left off in round one? Round two scheduled for 10. Interesting irony when a young up-and-coming heavyweight named Pinklon Thomas fought James Quick Tillis at 82. Angelo Dundee was in Tillis's corner. Lou Duva was with Pinklon Thomas. And Pinklon, in an upset, KO Tillis in the 8th round.
And I got to think Lou Duva, being as smart as he is in boxing, knowing what Pinklon's got, has designed a good attack for Evander Holyfield, along with Georgie Benton, a very good boxing brain. They've developed a strategy and it paid off in the first round.
Lou Duva knows that Pinklon Thomas does not like to be hustled, and that's what they'll try Evander Holyfield at.
Good right hand by Holyfield, right on the noggin of Pinklon Thomas, who blinked. Pinklon is looking confused and slow.
There's another heavy left by Evander Holyfield.
Holyfield looking confident. Maybe a little too confident to be cautious. Remember, you're facing Pinklon Thomas. The last thing to go is that big punch.
Does Holyfield have a heavyweight punch? Lou Duva says, so what if he doesn't? He can do it in 2 or 3 punches, what some people can do in 1.
I remember they kept saying Muhammad Ali didn't have a punch, he just kept knocking out everybody.
Right.
That's Evander's record, 15 KOs in 19 fights. Somebody's knocking him out.
Some wrestling tactics there by Pinklon Thomas. There's that jab by Holyfield.
Holyfield outspeeding him with a jab.
Thomas has a good chin, so Holyfield going to the body. Good blocking there. Good defense by Holyfield. They've been working on that as well. Digging to the ribs was Holyfield.
Holyfield had just simply a good athlete. I mean, his athleticism is unquestioned. He just does things in a ring that you got to be a very good athlete.
Good instincts, superior quickness. And we've already amplified on the handspring. No question about that.
He's out jabbing Pinklon Thomas. Now watch an old slow jab and a real fast jab. When they both jab, they start at the same time, but Holyfield comes zipping in and lands, whereas Pinklon's jab lands in the air.
Holyfield with the combination, and Holyfield bouncing around, showing good movement. Angelo Dundee said that Holyfield has no lateral movement. Well, he's moving side to side. And there's that jab being rejected by Holyfield. That's it for round 2. We will follow Evander Holyfield and listen in to Lou Duva and company.
Time is dead. You're throwing one jab at a time most of it. Okay. Go right over it with your right hand. Come on, breathe in, baby. Breathe in. Do it? Yeah. All right, and if you touch it, come back with your left hooks. Take a deep breath. Come on. You know, your hooks is the ones that will beat his right hand quiet. You got me covered? Okay. Get inside, go to work. You understand? Now remember when I told you about that arm, that left arm. Work on it, right? Okay.
Hey, those jabs are working beautiful. But you hear me how it touches? Start snapping it. Don't let him get off first. You get off first.
Now listen, stick him in the middle. A couple nice breaths from the
In. Out. You're boxing beautiful out there, right? Come here.
Pink, let's go to work, son. Don't be bashful. Don't save nothing. Come on. Come on. Hey, give me that. Let's go on, yellow. Go there with a sucker shot.
That gravelly voice you heard as the third round begins was Georgie Benton, whose theory is if you can't hit anything else, hit him on the arm. You hear him say, aim for that left arm. His theory is you keep hitting that left arm, it keeps going down and has no snap in the punches. Sometimes you miss the arm and hit the guy on the chin. And that happens from time to time.
And they were saying, get off first. Get the punch off first. And there he did.
And Pinklon rocked by that hook.
Pinklon Thomas showing no mobility, slow foot speed, and having difficulty. Here's a flurry by Holyfield.
Pinklon Thomas holding.
Holyfield just nailing Thomas with punch after punch.
Big trouble for Pinklon Thomas. He's hanging on, but he has been...
Oh, brother! What a crisp left as Holyfield doubled up with the left, and Thomas is dazed. He's got a cut under his right eye, and he is dazed.
Evander Holyfield is having target practice.
Thomas is a stationary target.
Absolutely, he cannot move. He is riveted to the canvas. Evander giving him all kind of angles and getting good hard shots off.
Pinklon Thomas is in dire trouble with a lot of time left in round 3. That punch he blocked.
Evander is in
total command.
Total command. I meant to say Pinklon Thomas is in total slow motion as if every bit of energy has been drained from him.
Beautiful defensive move by Evander Holyfield. Blocked one shot and then came in with another.
Youth and speed and reflexes. That's what we're seeing here. Over experience and old age.
The weight difference of 12 pounds in Thomas's advantage means nothing.
That formula leads to the inexorable conclusion. The young guy with the reflexes is having his way.
Thunderous left by Holyfield, penetrating to the head of Thomas.
Thomas taking a fearful shellacking right now from the younger Holyfield, who seems to be taking his time and measuring him. Not overexcited, just doing his work in a workmanlike fashion.
I noticed even a little smile by Evander Holyfield just now.
Just like I knew this was going to be easy, and that's what it is.
Well, he just stared right into Thomas and smiled. That doesn't scare you. Left jab by Thomas.
He'll take a jab and then he'll turn a hook off of it and get Pinklon in trouble again. Pinklon's cut is under the right eye and it's swelling. Angelo has his work cut out for him. Dundee, one of the best cut men in the world, but he's got his work cut out.
And that'll do it for round 3. Another impressive round for Holyfield as we look at Pinklon Thomas. Let's listen into Angelo Dundee.
hands on your jaw. Start doing something for Christ's sake. Let's go. You want to do it for me?
That's a reverse psychology. The guy's going to break his hand on your chest.
Stop backing up on the guy.
Here's where Holyfield had Thomas stunned and totally dazed. And it was downhill from there. Here we go, round 4, scheduled for 10.
I think as this picks up and before Evander gets really hot, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine that I was stuck 30 days in Seoul, Korea, a man by the name of Marv Albert. You might have seen him around your house early in your life.
I think we're former roommates.
You fellas are dressed funny. I just happened to notice that.
Marv, do you notice that the white of the glove doesn't necessarily touch the anterior? Oh, what right hand!
Big right by Holyfield. Jump right in there, Marv, if you feel the urge. But I told you not to show up with me at these fights because you only confuse the fight guy.
Pinklon Thomas is much further gone than I thought. That's my first impression. He looked dizzy in the first round.
He just can't seem to handle the speed of Holyfield, who is just looked like he's having a very good time.
Evander Holyfield in total command from the outset. That jab, that famous jab of Pinklon Thomas has had no effect on the much quicker Evander Holyfield.
And as in the Dokes fight, he's holding it way down low. Something you cannot afford to do with a man who has such quick reflexes. Not only are you going to get jabbed to death, but the right hand is going to come over and zinging just like it did right then.
Well, Angelo Dundee told us that he was going to get Pinklon Thomas to do some more lateral movement, some more left to right motion. That has been invisible.
Well, when you get punched silly like that, movement goes out the window. No matter if you got the greatest trainer in the world, you can't execute if your legs are dead from the body shots, and that's what you're just seeing. The body shots have robbed Pinklon Thomas of all mobility.
Right now, Thomas just looking to survive. Holyfield is totally confident and almost toying with Thomas, doing anything he wants.
You get the feeling that if Holyfield puts together several combinations, that it's going to be all over for Pinklon Thomas.
Well, Pinklon Thomas said to everybody that he was going to send Holyfield back to the cruiserweight division, but I don't think so.
I don't think there's any immediate danger of return to the cruiserweights. I don't think he can go back to the cruiserweights if he wanted to. He is a heavyweight. He has arrived, and he's here to stay.
Well, he said he has his sights set on Mike Tyson. Evander Holyfield, the #1 contender right now. The big question is, does he have the punch to take a Tyson out?
Well, right now, he doesn't seem to have the punch to take Pinklon out. He's hitting him with everything there is. Pinklon is just absolutely finished on his feet. And he's not finishing him. He's winning every round handily, and he's inflicting a lot of damage, but he is not knocking out Pinklon Thomas.
Final seconds of round 4.
So, Marv, what's your impression of the fight to this point? You think he's winning, Marv?
I think the point you brought up, the question raised, would he have the punch to go up against a Mike Tyson is the major question. I don't think that's something we'll be able to discover until they actually step into the ring. And I don't know what a Dokes battle against Holyfield would prove, and obviously that's what they are trying to set up.
Well, I think that the fact that they're going to move him against Dokes, which is going to be a repeat of the same thing. I mean, it's a slower guy against this very fast guy. If he hasn't got a punch by then he better know how to box an awful lot. The score sheet is a total wipeout by Holyfield. One of those rounds could have been a 10-8 round without any trouble because he had Pinklon Thomas almost knocked out.
You know what I noticed? Your handwriting is much neater on Showtime bouts than on NBC Sports bouts. I can't put my finger on it.
We have literate people at Showtime.
Round 5. We should point out that Barb is in town to do the Kansas Temple basketball game on NBC tomorrow right here in Atlantic City.
Nice seeing you, fellas.
Nice seeing you, Marvin. Give our regards to the coach, Al McGuire.
Bye. Round 5 scheduled for 10. The coach, Al McGuire, sitting behind us, taking in the action as well. I checked his scorecard. He had Pinklon Thomas winning. But Evander Holyfield in total command. Heavy lefts by Holyfield.
And Pinklon blinked. He couldn't open his eyes. If he'd gotten thumbed, he's blinking away there. That's the same eye that had that bad eye infection that postponed about in October.
He said had he not caught that in time, he could have lost his sight. This fight originally planned for October the 14th, and he scratched his eye in a sparring session. That's Pinklon Thomas. It was the left eye.
You get the impression that Holyfield could go 50 or 20 rounds like this. What a specimen he is.
Evander Holyfield eyeing a date with Michael Dokes, who won a unanimous decision earlier tonight against Rocky Sikorsky. That fight set for March. And then he does nothing more than to go against Mike Tyson, the heavyweight champ, the world champion.
Holyfield's putting in some very heavy body punishment. Right hand under the heart, just brought up the knee of Pinklon Thomas. This has got to be a very one-sided contest because Pinklon is just simply not fighting back.
Holyfield dancing around and lunging with the left. He has Thomas tied up in knots.
When you see a fighter put his hand on the ropes and leave it there, that's usually a sign of weariness and frustration.
And fatigue. Holyfield just showing his entire repertoire. Now the wrestling tactics by Thomas is trying to hang on.
Thomas is trying to tire him out. He's stronger and he's bigger and he's hoping that that'll wear out the smaller man, but it has no effect on Holyfield, who is in superb condition.
What a right hand by Evander Holyfield. Vicious right.
Once he gets him in trouble, never neglects the body. He goes right back to the body, pay dirt, and it is absolutely immobilizing Pinklon Thomas.
And that'll do it for the 5th round. Michael Dokes, who picked up a unanimous decision over Rocky Sikorsky earlier, taking in the action. Back in the dressing room. Happy holidays and season's greetings from Showtime and Sports Television International. Some Christmas spirit here on the boardwalk at Atlantic City, the Atlantic City Convention Center. That's what's going on. Outdoors, but indoors here. Our host, Caesars Atlantic City.
Okay? This is the last round. You know what I mean? You want to give me a round? You're going to give me one good round? Give me one good round. Stop making him grab you around the head. Next time he grabs you around the head, hit it right in the top.
Let's look at that punch where Pinklon blinks. You see how he's blinked? I think that's a thumb in the eye. That kind of hook puts a thumb right in your eye, and you just temporarily blinded.
Round 6, scheduled for 10. It has been all Evander Holyfield.
Even Angelo Dundee willing to concede all of the previous rounds. Said, just give me one round. Just win one. He's trying to get his guy to fight one round. Maybe he can get himself together. Maybe he can get a little confidence. Right now, he has no confidence. He's just a stationary target for the apparently tireless Evander Holyfield.
Pinklon Thomas inactive for some 19 months since the loss to Mike Tyson. He is having his problems here.
You know, inactivity is the bane of old fighters. Just to stay off for a long time and come back with a hard fight like this is almost impossible.
Big right cross by Holyfield is the second back. Most of these shots are landing.
The thing that's amazing is that Pinklon has not really put in a hard punch yet. I mean, he hasn't really thrown anything with pepper on it. I mean, he's just sort of arm-weary, lethargic, disinterested punches.
Well, this was the round that Mike Tyson knocked out Pinklon Thomas. It was the 6th round back on May 30th, 1987 in Las Vegas, as Tyson defended his world heavyweight title. And here he is going against Evander Holyfield in the 6th round with a minute 23 and counting. And Thomas looking to be in all kinds of difficulty.
Thomas's legs are just jangling like a puppet on a string there. Evander almost disinterested at this point. He just can't put those punches together to finish him off. He's hit him with everything but the ring post, the proverbial ring post, and still stands there, losing every round, but still standing there.
Thomas with virtually no side-to-side movement right in front of Evander Holyfield, and Holyfield having his way almost at will.
Of course, Thomas always had a good chin, but at this stage of his career, Holyfield should have taken him out by now. It's going to give rise to an awful lot of speculation that Holyfield just doesn't have that kind of punch to get in there with Tyson.
Thomas has no power. He is just barely standing.
Well, you know, there's more than one way to win a fight. I mean, you don't have to knock out somebody. You can outbox Mike Tyson, and you can out-survive him. So he's certainly not going to out-punch him, that's for sure.
That'll do it for round 6. A slight flurry there by Pinklon Thomas at the bell. Had no effect on...
But it was the best thing he's thrown in the last 4 or 5 rounds.
And another edition of Showtime Championship Boxing coming to you from Atlantic City. Our host, Caesars Atlantic City. Good crowd on hand.
Hit him in the body as often as possible, right?
And this is the Holyfield.
Don't get careless. Come on, breathe in. Come on. Out of it. Breathe in. Listen. Keep that jab operating. That's when that jab is cutting him a brand new ass.
Evander, when you go down with that right hand to the body, you got to come back with the left hook. Understand? You're throwing right hands, so you're not coming back with the hook. Let's go.
Lou doing
Right?
George
You got to
Benton
move
doing
both
the
those
talking.
hands.
Well, in February, 25 years ago, Angelo Dundee was in the corner of a young, strong guy fighting an old champion that could take your head off with a jab. He figured out how that young, strong guy could beat and outslick the old champion, and we had Muhammad Ali as the heavyweight champion of the world over Sonny Liston. Now, 25 years later, the roles are reversed. Angelo's got the old fighter with a stinging jab that's just about quit, and Holyfield is looking like Muhammad Ali, just bouncing and bipping and bopping and having a good time.
Angelo was with Pinklon Thomas when he beat Tim Witherspoon for the WBC heavyweight title. He was not with Pinklon when he lost it to Trevor Burbick. So he's made a difference in Pinklon Thomas's life, but right now, I don't know if Superman can help out Pinklon Thomas. Tonight is Holyfield's 6th straight Showtime Championship boxing appearance. He has beaten Ricky Parkey, Ossie Ocasio, Dwight Kawi, Carlos De Leon. That's when he unified the cruiserweight title, and most recently Quick Tillis.
And if things continue to go well, and nothing unusual happens, he's cruising toward another victory here, because simply Pinklon Thomas cannot win a round. It's a shutout up to this point.
Very good, cruising towards victory. He'd like to put that word out of his vocabulary right now. It's heavyweights or bust for Evander Holyfield. Look at Holyfield dancing around, and again, the stationary target taking a beating. Pinklon Thomas off the ropes, and Holyfield going to town.
Pinklon is just ready to go. Oh, that was a clincher by Holyfield, but it missed by a mile.
Had he connected, it would have been lights out. Tony Perez, the referee. But Thomas continues to hang on. Fight totally dominated by the up-and-coming Evander Holyfield, who has barely broke a sweat.
Proving again and again, speed, youth, reflexes will always experience, even in a good top-flight fighter like Pinklon Thomas, who has been at one time the heavyweight champion of the world. Oh, what a shot by Holyfield. Pinklon almost buckled like a deck of cards.
A thumping blow by Evander Holyfield, but Thomas remains up. Holyfield with a barrage. An assault to the head of Thomas. And the bell saves Pinklon Thomas here in round 7. And he walks gingerly back to his corner.
Tony Perez taking an awful long, lingering look, and I think Angelo has said bye-bye. That's it. That's it. He's stopping it. Angelo is stopping the bout. Angelo Dundee said to the referee, that is it. We don't want any more. And Evander Holyfield says hello to the heavyweight ranks.
It is all over. Evander Holyfield dominating from start to finish. And here at the end of round 7, Angelo Dundee says that is it. So Evander Holyfield remains unbeaten. Lou Duva, his trainer, a very happy man. Holyfield 2-0 as a heavyweight. And now 20-0 with 16 knockouts overall. Thomas drops to 29, 3-1, so his 3 professional losses to Trevor Berbick, Mike Tyson, and this man, Evander Holyfield. Starting with a smile on the face of Evander Holyfield, the end of round 7. And the end of the fight for Pinklon Thomas, who just totally ran out of gas. The flurry, the assault by Evander Holyfield was relentless throughout the fight. This one just polished it off and was the punctuation mark to a one-sided affair. And eventually, at the end of the 7th round, Angelo Dundee said to his fighter, that's all, no more. So a very difficult moment for 30-year-old veteran Pinklon Thomas, former WBC heavyweight champion. Tough night. Very despondent, as you can see. Just could not get started. He wants to go over and say something to Holyfield. For the first time all night, and understandably so, a smile breaks out from Pinklon Thomas. Had nothing to smile about during the fight. 26-year-old Evander Holyfield of Atlanta will get the official word from Jim Arana in the ring.
Go ahead, Mosley. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by technical knockout at the end of the 7th round, still undefeated, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
So it's official, winner by TKO at the end of round 7. Ferdy Pacheco standing by with Evander.
Well, the decision's still going to be, can you punch in the heavyweights? What do you think?
Yes, he stopped. He stopped the fight. I was catching a good shot. The guy have a good chin, and I was able to hit him with like a constant left hook, hit him right on the chin. But he was able to get past the next punch, and I was trying to make sure that I go through the battle plan and not just get out there, get impatient, and start running into punches because I hadn't hurt.
Did you seem to be just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Is your conditioning so good that you could go 10 like that?
I feel like I can go 10. I train hard. Been training 12 weeks for this fight. And my main concern was trying not to overpeak too soon because of the put off on the fight.
Are you going to get any bigger as a heavyweight?
Well, I'm gonna stay between 210 and 215. not try to go over 215.
You're looking forward to Michael Dokes as your next opponent?
Yes, I just passed this test, yes. Looking forward to Michael.
Well, I think the guy can tell us more about that as young Mr. Sanders here, the manager. What is your plan, especially about Tyson? What do you think this young man will do with the Tyson fight?
Well, of course, our next step is Michael Dokes, as Lou and him has lined up. And Michael Dokes looked great tonight, so he's got a big job ahead of him right there.
Well, Holyfield Dokes is going to be in Showtime, and maybe Tyson, while it may not be in Showtime, will have a shot at it somewhere along the line. When do you see Tyson in his future?
Next year. Next year.
Next year? You mean next year? You mean next summer?
Maybe. Just when Lou and Tim and everybody and Evander says that they're ready, then we're ready.
All right. One last question. The redoubtable manager, Lou Duva, you satisfied with the performance? Lou, this was your plan.
Oh, this guy's getting better and better. Like I tell you, when Georgie Benton gives him a plan, he follows a plan. He's so easy to work with in the corner. He knows how to make adjustments. Let me tell you something. He wasn't trying to knock this guy out. He was just trying to hurt him, go out there, follow a fight plan, put on a good showing. And when he did hit him, let me tell you something. This guy's got a hell of a chin out there. So it was a good fight.
You must have been satisfied. I didn't hear any cussing from you all during the fight. You had one last thing. You had an announcement. You said in a press conference you were going to make an announcement. What was that announcement that you kept referring to?
That I was going to give up the cruiserweight belts, and I'm going straight forward for the heavyweight. No turning back. On my way, I just passed this test, and first of all, I like to say thanks God for this victory, and I thank all the people that supported me through it.
All right, from a very satisfied Evander Holyfield and his cornermen, we return to Steve Albert.
Thank you very much, Bertie. Evander Holyfield, now 2-0 as a heavyweight. He beats James Quick Tillis back on July 16th at Lake Tahoe. And tonight, he takes care of business against Pinklon Thomas to lift his record to 20-0 with 16 knockouts. Bertie Pacheco has Pinklon Thomas.
A very tired and a very beaten Pinklon Thomas. Did you ever think this guy's going to give you that much hell?
Hey, man, he surprised me. Strong, fast, very durable. He got a good shot.
What do you think he'll do with Dokes?
Beating.
You think
he'll beat him?
You think he's got a chance with Tyson?
Of course. I think I had Tyson going. I had a broken shoulder bone, and I was handling pretty well to a glove change.
How did you compare? How would you compare having fought Tyson recently, almost recently, and having just fought Evander Holyfield? How do you compare these two?
I think this kid is strong. He got more tools to work with than Tyson. Tyson's had his problem. You know, he got to clean his body up.
Has he got the punching power? That's what everybody keeps.
Tyson.
No, yeah, no. We know Tyson's got it. Evander Holyfield.
He's strong. He can punch. He surprised me. He got more in his arsenal than I thought.
You looked like you were in trouble 2 or 3 times.
I don't know. It just wasn't there.
All right. Angelo Dundee, you've had many, many champions, and you've been an inspiration to everyone in boxing in a corner. You did the right thing in stopping this fight. What's the future for Pinklon Thomas?
Well, that's up to Pinklon. That's a decision he has to make. Tonight, he was empty. He had nothing. Got to give credit to the other guy. The other guy's a much stronger guy than I thought he would be. He took some decent shots also, because Pinklon hit him a couple of Sunday shot right hands.
One last question. What's it going to be?
I don't know.
Take it as it goes.
I really don't know.
All right. From a beaten but energetic Pinklon Thomas down to Steve Albert at ringside.
And that'll do it.
To Steve Albert at ringside.
And that'll do it for Evander Holyfield moves on. Happy holidays from Showtime. The executive producer of Showtime Championship Boxing is Jim Spence. Tonight's telecast was produced by Bob Lanning and directed by Bob Dunphy. Associate producer Dick Ellis. Director of Planning and Production Rich Feinberg. Production manager Maria Sansilio. Pacheco, I'm Steve Albert saying so long from Atlantic City. Don't forget, Showtime will present an encore presentation of tonight's telecast tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern and Pacific Time. This telecast was a production of Sports Television International and has been a presentation of Showtime Championship Boxing.